Hey everybody, coming to you from the backyard. Today I want to talk about Commander card evaluation. And so what I mean by that is, what makes a good card in Commander? A whole ton of people have debated, and there's a lot of internet discourse, and a ton of people who are, let's be honest, cooler and more successful than me, have made entire careers over explaining what is a good card versus a bad card in Commander. And I just kind of wanted to join in on the discussion, because in reality, in Commander, everything's playable. Like everything. There are no such things as truly good cards or truly bad cards in Commander. When people say, oh, this card is good, what they're saying is this card will increase your chances of winning a game compared to alternatives. And that's important to know, obviously, but that's what people say when they mean good. In reality, I think of a good card as one that is going to help me and the people at the table have a good time, because that is the goal, first and foremost, with victory being secondary. That said, victory is important still. The fundamental gameplay of Magic relies on this kind of protagonist-antagonist relationship between the players, right? I'm going to try to get to the end before you, and victory conditions often result in you being at 0 life, right? Knocking you out is going to help me achieve victory. So knowing what's going to help you win is important. That said, I run all kinds of cards that are objectively bad from the perspective of strategic viability, because they put a smile on the faces of the people I'm going up against. So I have a bird deck, for example. I'm unironically running Stormcrow. Are there better options than Stormcrow for birds in blue? Oh, you betcha. But it's become a meme, and I have a deck with synergies that are just good enough that I can justify evoking this meme on my games with my friends, and it's fun, so I do it. I also run cards like Veteran Explorer or Howling Mine, strictly because they give my opponents resources. Now, if my entire goal is victory, regardless of anything else, these cards are not good mana investments, not good tempo investments. They're not wise, because there's a mutual benefit, and I'm down resources. Do I lose games that I could have otherwise won because I have these cards in my decks? Absolutely. But you know what? I'm having a good time, and I'm encouraging the players around me to have a good time as well. For the record, these are not group hug decks. These are individual group hug cards that are in decks that try to win you with other methods. So I would highly recommend taking that approach, at least somewhat. And also, if you see a card that's worth $60 and you think, man, I really want to play that in Commander, is it worth $60 to you? Then, if so, then absolutely, go out and pick it up. Don't let anyone tell you not to do it. But I'll tell you right now, whatever that card is that's worth $60, there's probably a 50-cent option that can do something similar, albeit more expensive and maybe not as consistently. So don't be afraid to run the cheap alternatives. The number of times that I've played a certain card out and had somebody across the table be like, why isn't that just, and they'll name off some $20 rare. I'll say, like, well, I don't have that. I have this one. So I'm going to play this one. And you know what? Yeah, am I winning as many games? Probably not. But I'm still enjoying myself around the table with my friends, because that's what counts. That's the point. That is what this game is all about. And don't let victory cloud the fun. Another example that I want to throw out there are red chaos effects. We have like Warp of Chaos, Warp World, Scramble Verse. So many of these cards that, man, they look like they should be really fun, right? Because they add this kind of chaotic, wacky, lol, random element to the game. But the reality is, actually resolving these effects in paper becomes incredibly difficult, and it just takes a long time. Players are rolling dice, or they are, flipping coins. You're doing all these things to try to just simply resolve the spell. And so you end up taking minutes simply resolving a single card. And that results in a dynamic that isn't as fun around the table, because people aren't able to take game actions, they aren't able to act. And then on top of that, these cards often mess with the game state enough so that any plans that they had, anything that they were working towards, any plays they were excited to execute, all of a sudden can't work either. So even if these cards are strong, even if they look like they would be fun to you, just try to think practically and really look at, okay, how will it play at the table when I'm in front of another person? Think about it too. Okay, what is going to happen if I'm playing this across from a total stranger, like at a convention or at my LGS? How will they respond? Think of it that way too. That's important. Chromatic Lantern is a card that gets thrown around and people ask, is it good? Is it not? And it's kind of like Limp Bizkit, right? Like, it was really cool for a long time to just hate on Limp Bizkit. They were the worst ever. I can't believe we like this. Could you believe this stuff? And now all of a sudden you see people saying, man, Limp Bizkit rules. They've been one of my favorite bands forever. And now, and a whole bunch of people are coming out and saying, yeah, I agree. When in reality, it just kind of comes and goes. It's like, who's louder in the moment? The people who love it or the people who hate it? The reality is, if you enjoy Limp Bizkit, like, I don't particularly, but I also don't take any joy in hating on them. So it's like, well, whatever. Like, if you like it, enjoy it. I like running Chromatic Lantern because it allows me to play a garbage mana base, and it just does the thing. If you don't like it, you don't play it. I do, so I will. And I'm not going to waste any amount of my breath telling you that you're doing it wrong for not running it. And I think those debates are just downright stupid. Same thing goes with Temple of the False God. Same thing goes for Soul Ring, although with Soul Ring, I'm going to throw out one very, very clear comment about this card. It is objectively the strongest one drop that is available in the format. Like, just what you get for it is absurd. And every argument saying, oh, Soul Ring is overrated will always cite one particular deck that the player doesn't run Soul Ring in. The reason that they do that is because it is in every other deck ever. Because it's amazing. In reality, I don't think it's too strong. I don't think it needs to be banned. Just be aware that people have feelings about this thing. And just ask yourself, is my deck going to be more fun and more fun to play against if I have it? And if the answer is no, I would highly recommend cutting it. It's really that simple. And that's true for any card that we discussed today and any card that you have going on in your binder right now. Look at it and just ask, is this going to be fun? Yes or no? If no, drop it. Find the cards that are going to be fun. Because you'll find, even if you are winning fewer games, you are going to have more enjoyable game nights and more games that people look back on fondly playing with you. And I don't know about you, but I would much rather walk away with a loss, but 3 other smiling faces at my tables rather than a W and a bunch of people kind of scowling at me. Maybe that's just me. So yeah, hopefully, I really hope this setup kind of works. It's actually fully mobile. I don't have any kind of computer or anything set up right now. This is literally just my microphone plugged into my camera on a tripod. Very simple. That's all we're doing. And if this works, this might be the new mobile battle station for conventions and things. Which, I gotta be real, that's an exciting proposition. So, stay tuned for that. Like and subscribe for more, and I'll catch you on the next one.